Yeah. You gotta work. You gotta work, grind, shine, it's mine. Gotta show everybody it's my time. Getting here, you gotta work, grind, shine. Never mind who talking down.
Welcome to Let's Talk with Carl Lee and frequent guest hosts Hollis Lewis and Lisa Odie, where sports, culture, and community intersect. Join the crew as they dive into engaging conversations with guests from all walks of the sports life. Let's Talk is proudly presented by attorney Frank Walker. Real talk, real experience, real results. FrankWalkerLaw.com, and by the all-new historic Quoyer Diner in downtown Charleston, online at QuoyerDiner.com. Let the conversation begin on Let's Talk.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Carl Lee with Let's Talk, and I have my co-host Lisa Odie with me today.
Hello.
Hollis Lewis could not make it, and
neither could our guest.
So
we'll explain later, but okay.
And Christy Martin, who we've had on before. Her new show comes out. Friday.
Yeah.
And
it's exciting.
It really is. And we were hoping to have her on to kind of talk about it. Call in. Yeah.
She's in New York City, stuck in traffic. Imagine that. Yeah.
And obviously we don't really want her to be driving and trying to talk to us.
Not the place to do that.
But Lisa, I'm going to start out with
Can we play the clip?
Oh, well, yeah, let's play the clip.
Yeah, we've got a movie trailer to play.
You must be the lady I've been hearing so much about.
Yes, sir.
You the world champion right now. You think you what makes the world turn. But one day you're gonna wake up and realize that it turns just fine without you.
Honey, you are like family to me. I am worried about you. I've heard some stuff.
What stuff? I spent half my life hiding. It's my house. My things. It's my joy.
There's no Christy Martin without me. If you leave me, I'll kill you.
What do we have to do?
Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, have I got a treat for you.
Couldn't get much out of that clip, but you kind of get the idea. It's a very suspenseful movie.
And there was a piece in there,
right?
That caught my attention. If you leave, I'm gonna kill you.
Oh, yeah.
And I caught that.
The history
of it. Yeah.
Right.
And I think, and again, one of the interesting things that when I think about Christy and I think about her as it relates to West Virginia athletes as a whole, how many athletes is the foundation basically of their sport? Randy Moss, great, possibly the greatest athlete to ever come out of West Virginia.
Sure. But
he didn't create, he's not the face of football.
Sure.
You have you have Michael Jordan. You have these people. And I'm not saying she has to be as big as Michael Jordan or anybody that you could take in basketball, football, or whatever. But what does it take? What does it take to be the person who actually gives the breath of life to a sport?
And that's the perfect way to put it. I love the way you said that, because she basically, this young girl from a small town in West Virginia, she basically changed the face of women's boxing.
Yes.
And just to think that someone thought enough of her story, and beyond just the story of her really making an impact on women's boxing as a sport, her life, her story behind the scenes just makes your jaw dropping.
Yeah, and again, if you listen to that clip in the opening, there's some verbiage that I've already said.
Some verbiage, yes.
That this is her life. This is the life that she lived while she is doing her sport, her boxing.
Yes.
Now you could say, okay, well, maybe that's motivation, da-da-da-da, but I know sports, and I know if your mind's not in it, you can't do it. And how do you switch from being physically abused at home?
Right. I mean,
and you can make the case that, okay, she's taking it out on somebody else. I don't really see it like that.
I think in the case of Christy, she's such a strong woman, and having her in the studio with Champ, her dog, it was just an amazing experience. I'll never forget it. But just to hear her speak and her manner and her calmness, you just can't imagine what she's capable of in the ring, first of all.
Right,
I mean,
you would not think that.
You don't think she could be like that, but she's just this incredible person. And to think what she went through, besides having the career in boxing, to think what she went through, like we said, behind the scenes with her ex-husband, it boggles the mind. And like,
who was also the trainer.
Also her trainer. Yes, he was the one that promoted her, trained her, and then they eventually got married. Yes. So all of that she had to overcome and endure to be who she is today. And I think that's what such a fascination of her story, and especially for her to tell, it's even more awesome. But to go into a theater and people don't know. I think they know her name and they know that what she did for women's sports, but they have no idea what she endured behind the scenes, as far as really just partner violence. I mean, it was just domestic violence that she endured and almost died.
And again, I mean, we've had some great athletes coming out of West Virginia.
Yes.
And you can make the case that each one of them has a story of what they went through to get wherever they were able to, whatever they were able to achieve. But somebody looked at her story,
right,
and said,
yeah, this
is different.
This is film worthy.
Yeah, this is film worthy. And again, I don't care what I don't care what you think about it as a whole. If you watch it, you like, oh, this, that. It's bigger than you.
Oh.
It's bigger than how you feel about the quote, the quality of it. It is about it. This is somebody's life.
Absolutely.
And I think that regardless is bigger than anything else.
Right. And just the storyline. I mean, going from finding, her niche in life, at the beginning when she decided, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to box. Then ending up under Don King's wing for a while, fought Layla Ali, right? Yep. And then toward the end, whenever she was famous and she was, going through her career and doing all these amazing things for her husband, I don't want to be a spoiler alert, but I mean, he basically tried to kill her when she tried to leave him. So the whole storyline is fascinating. You guys, if you have an opportunity this weekend to hit the theaters and go see it, like we said, the premiere is on Friday.
Yes. And
she's actually having a red carpet event in Beckley at the Marquee Cinemas, where she will be in person there. Now, I don't know if Sydney Sweeney will be there. Now, if Sydney's going to be there, I'm going to make that trek, right? No, I'm just kidding. But I mean, I know for a fact that she will be there here home in West Virginia. And I think that's pretty special to come home for a theatrical release. That's going to be, she could go anywhere.
And again, that speaks volumes to me.
Yes.
Because she's not just, quote, a great West Virginia athlete that was the greatest at her sport.
Sure.
She could go anywhere. She could pick anywhere that she wanted to have this.
Yes, absolutely.
And she's picking here.
Right. Which is pretty.
Which is huge.
Yeah, it's huge.
I mean, it's a huge give back and respect
to her roots.
To her roots. And we as West Virginians, we hate when an athlete gets big, goes somewhere else, and we don't hear from him. They don't come back. They don't do this.
Yeah.
And here is somebody
that wants to bring it back.
Wants to bring everything about her past back home to West Virginia.
Yeah.
And you can't tell me you have no choice but to take your hat off. You have no choice to pay whatever it costs to get to the movies just to see it. Judge it however you want after you come out, but do her a favor and go to the movie.
Yeah, for sure. And the other thing I wanted to add to that is, just the aura of her. I mean, like I said,
yes.
and first of all, if you haven't checked that podcast out that we have,
yes.
go back to the archives and listen to her, because she sat here with an hour and just spoke so eloquently, so calmly. You would never know she's a boxer, but her story, I mean, the things that we discussed with her, and it was basically on the Netflix. They had a documentary about her life. I forget the name of it. I should know it, but we all watched it, and we'll figure it out. Was it Dancing with the Devil or something like that? It was something similar to that.
Yeah.
But that's also something you should watch. That's an actual documentary of Christy's life. But anyway, just if you haven't done that yet, you need to go back and listen to that podcast, because it was a pretty special evening that we had with her and her dog Champ. And just kudos to her for everything she's doing for West. I mean, she didn't have to come in. She was in person.
She doesn't even have to claim West Virginia.
She doesn't. I mean, she just happened to be in town, and luckily we got her in the studio, and sat down and spent an hour of her time with us. It just speaks volumes of her.
At no time did she seem rushed or anything, or bothered by a question.
And now she's her story. The movie is actually her first name.
Yeah.
How awesome is that? I mean, Christy.
You can't. I don't know if you can say. Now when we start talking about, like, we can. I don't know if we want to say the greatest athlete, but when you start talking about the most notable. Is she becoming one of the most notable? Because there was Jerry West
after the movie.
Yes, because like Jerry West, all the conversations and all the things around him, it was hard to say that anybody else was bigger than him. But as his time kind of went away and become somebody else,
Yeah.
But I think, are we in the moment of Christy Martin?
I think so. And I think once her story gets out here, once this movie is released in the theaters and people go out and see it, and, it's one thing to experience, you can look things up on the internet and read about it in an article, but to see it, act, especially Sydney Sweeney, I'm sure it will do a fabulous job. From what I've heard from reviews, she did an excellent job. But just to be able to see it on the big screen in order, from the beginning of her career to the end, and be able to see her story, I think it will be more magical, and we'll get out there more.
And I hate to even say this, but what I'm interested in is the home life of what she was actually going through.
Yes.
Because there is this reality that, a bad home life, you can put all that frustration, all that anger into your sport or into whatever that is. And I do get that. I do believe that. But when she was sitting in here, I don't even know if I could see her anger even into the sport. She could be just, you know what I'm saying? Like she just seemed so past it.
Mild.
Yes.
I don't know how else to describe her. I mean, she was very articulate, she's a very intelligent, studied woman.
Not angered?
No.
Didn't come across at all.
And I bet you that's taken time. I mean, it's been a minute since all that happened, and she's probably had to work through all of the feelings that she probably experienced. And now she's probably taken that feeling and kind of channeled it into wanting to, because I think part of the message of this movie, it's not only her life and her career, but it's also, if you're someone that's dealing with this type of abuse, and she even mentioned this in the studio when she was here, if you are someone who's enduring this type of abuse and you see the warning signs, she kind of
You're right.
ignored the red flags. And I think part of her mission with this movie is not only for people to understand her boxing career, but also to kind of see the things that can happen in a abusive relationship. And you need to, kind of watch for these things and get out before it gets to the extent that I had to experience it.
Now that you say that,
Yeah.
I almost feel like that's the foundation of the movie, and
I think
her
it's
boxing
a big part.
is just the extra.
Right.
It's just where she was able to maybe put out that anger and all those kinds of things. But now that you say that, I really and seeing her in the studio, seeing her so calm,
Yeah.
it's like she's past that, and she wants everybody to see how that happens.
Yes.
How it happened for her.
Right. And I think that's her, I don't want to say it's her goal, but I think that's a big part of the reason that she wants this movie to be successful, is so that, not, like I said, I don't think the biggest focus is on what she did in her boxing career, but it's more of, and I think she even mentioned this, and like I said, listen to this podcast, it's amazing. But she even said, my message is to help others now. This is why I'm doing this.
Right.
And so anyway, I just feel like, if you have a chance, go see the movie. I can't wait to go see the movie myself. So,
we are fortunate to have had her on.
Yes.
And unfortunately, she wasn't able to make it today as a call-in.
And I had some great questions, but oh well,
Well, and again. I kind of want
laid
you to
plans. Mice and men.
But some of the questions that you may have, I think they're relatable to us to even kind of discuss and or put out there for people who know her, who may look her up, who haven't heard of her and may look her up. And
well, I think the main, and we can discuss this question because this was the one that I really wanted her to answer for me. And it was like the main focus. But which part of your life was the most challenging to watch while it was being depicted on screen?
ooh, yeah.
And I felt like probably it would be the domestic violence part of it. But that would be one of the questions I would have asked. Also, her relationship with Sydney Sweeney. They had to spend a lot of time together in order for Sydney to be able to portray her in a motion picture. And I'm just wondering what kind of things they shared in a relationship for her to deeply understand, because you have to deeply understand, especially when you're doing this type of a movie.
And if you're a friend to you become a friend to somebody who's playing you.
Right. You have to get into the character. You have to understand that character. So I wonder, I'm sure that Christy provided lots of valuable advice and different things for her to be able to do this. So
And the better that Sydney would play that role, the more real it looks.
Right.
To
Authentic.
her. Yeah,
Authenticity.
yeah.
You need it for this
gosh,
type of movie.
When you're watching somebody play you
Right.
in such a negative situation, gosh, emotionally, how do you watch that?
I mean, that's going to be that would be my one question for her. I mean, I think that would be even as just a day-to-day, like you and I.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. I mean, I have nothing to make a movie about, believe me. But I mean, like if it just parts of your life that were very hard for you.
Right.
And seeing someone act them out on the screen, regardless of what they are. Everybody has personal tragedy.
Right.
Everybody. Hers is a bigger degree than most. But we all have personal tragedies that we deal with. And to see someone acting it out, it's got to be like...
And think about it this way.
Tough. It's got to be tough.
If you
relive it.
Yes,
You relive it.
Yes. And so you're having, you're going to this ceremony of everybody watching it. All these famous people are going to be sitting somewhere watching this. And you're basically, you're basically like letting them inside of you. How do you sit there and not, like, how do you not break down when you're going back and you're reliving a life that you have basically worked your entire life to get past and you
Yeah.
feel like you're past it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden now it's on the screen and you have to feel it.
You have to relive it. Well, I bet by now, and this is just a guess, an educated guess, but the movie was released internationally at some different film festivals in September.
So she's seen it.
She's seen it enough now that probably by the time she sees it again this Friday, it's not going to be as raw. Because she's, I don't know. I mean, that would have been one of my questions. I think that would have been an interesting response to hear from her. And also just basically, do you think sometimes when you have these movies come out, do you think there'll be like an uptick in women entering boxing because they see this kind of movie and, she's very inspirational.
Yeah.
And to see the way she, came from West Virginia and worked her way to Vegas, basically, to become the opening act or opening boxing event for, I think it was Mike Tyson.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, to do that is just
huge.
Mind-blowing. Yeah. And so if you're a woman who has athletic ideas and tendencies, is this like that little push that makes you think boxing might be for me? I don't know.
I'm going to say possibly.
Okay.
But I think, I see it so much differently. I see that from my view, I see women seeing her forget what it is that she done to get past it, to get through it.
Okay.
She's on the other side of it.
Yeah.
So she's gotten on the other side of it, no matter how she got there. And to me, it's like, oh, that's possible.
Yeah.
I can get through this. I just have to find something that fits me, something that inspires me to make
sense.
Me get beyond that situation, that time, that person.
But I'm just thinking of young girls, like the young girls that aren't at that,
understandable.
Right.
Yeah.
And they see if they go to the movies and they see the boxing part of it and are they like, wow, this might be for me. That would be a thing that, to me would be kind of fun to know whether there's an uptick in women's boxing after this movie release. But but the part you're saying, I'm not diminishing that at all.
I understand. I mean, and I'm not challenging the other side of it. I was just going to say, like, I think most young ladies today, young girls, young ladies, I don't know if they've ever considered.
That's what I mean.
They've never considered boxing as something
because it's not
to
something
do.
they see a lot.
Because it's not. You don't hear about it.
You don't hear about it,
and you don't see a lot of women doing it.
Right.
But all of a sudden, now you see this woman and why I'm not gonna say why, but what it was doing for her.
Right.
You may have some issues that you're going through that you continue to battle with. You might think, well, maybe I should get in the gym and
just see
what it's like.
See what it's like.
I'm with that.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty psyched about it, so I'm definitely going to check it out in the theater soon as possible.
Yeah, I'm hoping to. I'm probably going to try to go if it's Friday. I'm probably going to try to get there on Friday. And hopefully it's in Taze Valley or Nitro, and I can go somewhere close because I really want to. I want to see it because of her and because
absolutely.
of
I would have seen it anyway, but
I would too.
But knowing her personally now and just experiencing that just kindness, like she was really like, I think she was kind of sad that she couldn't be on tonight because we had texted her and she was stuck in traffic in New York City and that's probably not fun. And she said West Virginia strong.
Right.
Thank you. And so, yeah, she's a really wonderful person.
And could you imagine like watching that with her?
I think it would be fun. I think at this point, like I said, I think the emotions are probably not as raw. So I think where she's been to these premieres and she's seen it more than once, but still, I mean, to me.
But because because I mean, okay, so like if I heard something that was a bad situation in your life and I'm privy to it, like that would bother me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now just having her have been in the studio one time,
right?
Okay,
right,
one time,
right,
and the way she came across,
yeah. I think she's learned to go ahead.
Well, I was going to say to sit by her and watch it, I would be like, I'd see something on the screen that, that was ugly, and I'd go like, I'd have to like look.
You'd almost be uncomfortable to a degree.
Yes.
Because you just hurt so much for her. The pain, I don't know. Like, you wouldn't want to see. Well, like you said, we don't know, but we know her well enough that I feel like if we sat with her in a room and like you said, watched that movie with her and saw what she went through personally, it would be hard not to react emotionally as well. Like I think I would be a basket case. I probably will be anyway.
And when she was well, when she was here, you remember right as soon as we started to end the show, I made it very clear to her that I was starstruck.
Yeah.
This was the person who actually created a situation to me to be starstruck. Yeah. Because I was like, okay, this is the lady who's basically the foundation of women's boxing.
And she's from West
Virginia. Yeah. And I didn't know anything about that until it came out.
Right. Coal miner's daughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean that and to me, that is just like an amazing thing. And then you say, gosh, but it comes with all of that pain and agony and all of that.
I had one more question too that was pretty important that I wanted, because we all know when you go to the movie or when you go to a movie, it's based on a true story.
Yeah.
That there's a little embellishment.
Right.
A lot of times the directors take some liberties.
Right.
So one of my questions was how accurate.
Ooh, yeah.
How accurate is the film in representing your life? And so I was real curious to get her answer on that, because like I said, sometimes movies stray. I'm not saying they stray far away, but sometimes they stray a little bit for dramatic effect. And I was just curious to see what her answers would be to that. So, but I think we know her story well enough. And if you watch the documentary on Netflix about her, you can really compare the movie to that and really get your answer.
And I would think too, she would, because of just how she is and the kind of person that she is, like
she's not going to let it stray too far.
She's not going to let you take it too far.
Yeah, yeah.
Because she wants it's her story.
She wants the truth.
Yeah. If it's 5 slaps, don't make it 20.
Yeah.
Because I want this to be real.
Right.
And again, I'm speculating to death here, okay?
No, I think you're on the right track.
But I think for
just knowing her.
Yes, knowing who she is, having that one opportunity to have her in the studio, I feel like she's about the truth.
Yeah.
And she's not, there's no real reason to make it worse than it was.
No.
It was bad enough for her.
Yes.
That when you show it,
right,
you should, if people can't feel it, they can't see it, then that's on them.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't see her being a blow up of anything.
Not me either. No. I think she's a very genuine person. So I feel like she probably had a lot of oversight during this filming. So, but we'll just have to wait and see when the movie comes out. And,
as soon as I come out of the studio, I'm calling you.
Yeah. Oh, I know for sure. We're all going to be like Hollis. All of us will be like a group text.
I'm
like,
calling you and saying, "Hey, have you already seen it?"
Yeah.
And I'm going to rush you to go.
I'm going this weekend, so there's no doubt.
Too.
I mean, sometime this weekend I'll be in a theater watching this movie. So
I will too. Yeah. So, all right, well, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back.
All right, cats and kittens, have you heard? The Quarrier Diner is back. Step into the classic vibe of one of Charleston's most historic restaurants. Don't miss the daily Blue Plate specials. Breakfast served all day, every day, and free parking. With an outdoor patio covered for the summer, an elegant basement bar, and customizable event space, 1022 Quarrier Street offers an experience unlike any other. Open 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Visit QuarrierDiner.com for all the need to know and relive the good times at the Quarrier Diner.
Let's face it, bad things happen to good people. Seriously injured in a car accident, trucking accident, or even wrongfully arrested. Life happens, and when it happens to you, you will need sound legal advice and aggressive representation. That's when you call attorney Frank Walker at 304-413-0179. That's 304-413-0179. Lock it in your phone, text it to a friend. 304-413-0179. Or visit online at attorneyfrankwalker.com.
Let's Talk with Carl Lee is presented by attorney Frank Walker and the all-new historic Coyer Diner. Come in on episodes, ask the crew questions, or suggest topics on our Facebook page. Search for Let's Talk with Carl Lee and remember to like the page to become part of the conversation. Subscribe by searching Let's Talk with Carl Lee on your favorite podcast service and tune in Thursday evenings at 7 or Sunday nights at 8 for Let's Talk with Carl Lee. This is Let's Talk with Carl Lee. Now back to the conversation.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and one of the sports that I hate to even say it, that I was afraid to play.
Oh my goodness! Besides golf,
I would love to play golf, but I'm only scared of
right.
I'm only scared to play golf because how bad I might be. But baseball.
Yeah.
You know, and we haven't talked a lot about baseball.
No. But we have to now.
But we have to.
Yeah.
The World Series.
The World Series. Can we hear the clip?
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Kirk bounces one up the middle. Bats to the bag. Over to first to beat the champ. You gotta knock him out. The Dodgers stand tall and win back-to-back titles. Kershaw's Major League career ends as he watches his team win a Game 7 epic. It didn't look like they had any shot in this one until the very end, when an unsung hero, a most unlikely hero, Miguel Rojas, tied the game with a home run. With all the focus on the man that was on deck, Shohei Ohtani, it was Rojas who delivered the shock. And then it was Will Smith who delivered the game-winning home run in the top of the 11th inning. And Yoshinobu Yamamoto, legendary stuff, wins 3 games in this World Series. A complete game in Game 2. His team faces elimination in Game 6. And then like Randy Johnson, like Grover Cleveland Alexander, like some of the all-time greats, Yoshinobu Yamamoto finishes off Game 7.
Unbelievable. That's just the only word I can say. Unbelievable. People who have pitched, they will appreciate that more than anybody else.
5-4 in Game 7.
Game 7.
I know, right?
All right.
Did you stay up for any of these games, Carl? I'm going to be honest.
No.
Disclaimer, I did not. I mean, I went to bed and left my husband on the couch. Like, he was like, he's a big baseball person, but.
Oh, we should have had him in for this.
I know, right? Oh, he would have loved that. but you know what? I wanted to say this really quick before we start this conversation, that people are calling this one of the, if not one of the top 5 Game 7s in World Series history. And there's only been like, I think 41. And they're saying this is in the top 5 of those 41, going back to the very beginning of baseball. That's how exciting this game was.
And I heard 11 innings, right?
Yes.
Now, help me.
I can't. Well, okay.
I mean that's like how many overtimes in football? You know what I'm saying?
Did you really just say that?
I'm just making the case, like, truly, like if like you'd have to have like 5 overtimes or something in football.
Your baseball ignorance is showing. But go ahead.
No, I'm making a comparison. That's all.
Well, I mean, so I didn't watch the game. I'm going to sit here and be honest. I watched maybe the first of it.
Well, let me ask this just so I can clarify my ignorance. So, okay, how many times has teams gone to 11 innings? And specifically in the World Series?
I am not sure about that. I do know in this World Series, they had an 18-inning game in Game 3 of this series. So this was just like, it was probably one of the best World Series ever for somebody to watch. And you know.
Yeah, if you're a baseball fan.
If you're a baseball fan, it was just truly phenomenal.
And you're talking about two truly top teams that were.
Yeah.
The competition was crazy.
Right. Well, and let's throw this in there because I didn't realize this until just the other day, but they also have the best payrolls in Major League Baseball. Okay.
Well, money helps.
I looked
money
this up.
Does help.
So the biggest payroll in Major League Baseball for 2025 is the Mets. Okay. They're number one. But they're only slightly above the Dodgers. I think the Mets had $323.1 million to play with, and the Dodgers had $321.3 million. So that's 1 and 2. The Blue Jays came in at 5, but listen to this: their money is $255 million. So that, to me, that's a significant drop.
That is a drop. Yeah.
I mean, I know we're talking about millions here, but I mean, to me, there's a reason why they were both in the World Series. You know, lots of money to play with.
Are we buying championships?
I mean, I don't know if I'd go that far, but I mean, I think it matters how much money you have on your payroll. Absolutely, to get
because
the players that you have.
Yeah,
I mean, that just goes hand in hand.
And I know that pitchers are important. I know hitters are important. With that type of money, are you getting the best pitchers? Are you getting the best hitters?
You look at the Dodgers. Yeah, their starters, their pitching, all of it. Yeah, they're okay. They're okay.
Now, okay, can you keep them?
Well, I mean, as long as you pay them,
but okay, so let's say I'm another team.
Right.
I need that pitcher.
Yeah.
I need that third baseman.
Yeah.
I need that guy.
See, I'm not sure the rules
they're nothing like football and basketball.
See, I don't know the rules. Like, I don't know the contracts, like how they work. Like, can people just come in and buy out your contract? I do know they don't have like a cap, obviously. So you know how it works. But here's the thing: if you're just think about what you just said. You're getting paid a lot of money. Okay, and you're on a World Series championship team. What more would you want? Like, why would you go somewhere else?
But gosh, I think that
there's
that
only
shows up
so
in,
much.
I think that shows up in basketball. I think those guys.
Yeah, but I think baseball's different.
I would agree.
I mean,
I would agree. I think, and I could be dead wrong. And like I said, I am not a baseball guy.
Yeah.
Okay. But it seems to me baseball players are way more loyal to their team and their teammates than potentially any other sport, or specifically football and basketball.
That's a good observation. I didn't think about that. You don't hear about the big trades in baseball like you do the other sports, for sure.
And
every once in a while, but not often.
And okay, so is the player requiring the? How many times? Not that you just not really asking you this question, but like, am I asking for a trade? Am I asking to go to another team, or is the team saying we need to part ways with that money? You know.
Yeah.
Because
that's a whole different scenario.
Yeah. In our other two sports, football and basketball, I can be making plenty of money, but I want to go somewhere else for the possibility of winning a championship, for the possibility of getting more money, or the possibility of playing with you. Any of those reasons is justifiable for me in the other two sports. I don't know if baseball is like that. I think you're on a team and you stay there.
Why is that, you think? Is it just a whole different mentality?
I do. I think when you
they bond closer. I mean, the players, the coaches. I mean,
I think when you, let's say you get drafted to the Cincinnati Reds.
Okay.
You're a Cincinnati Red.
Yeah.
And I'm here. This is where I wanted to be.
Right.
I'm staying here. Until, unless there's issues with contracts or something like that. For the most part,
there's so many storied teams in baseball, too. Because it's an older sport, I think. Like the Red Sox. I mean, you hear about, these are teams that have been around. I mean, the Dodgers, the Mets, the Yankees.
Yeah.
And if you're a Yankee, you that's pretty amazing.
Like, you don't have to know anything about baseball, but there are teams that you just know.
Yeah, you just say their name, the mascot, and they're like, okay, we know who they are.
And I think that what is different, specifically in football, is I'm happy to have been a Viking all but 1 year, and I would have closed my career out with the Vikings if they hadn't cut me.
So you had loyalty.
Yes, I had no.
And you still do.
Yes, I don't do anything with the Saints.
No.
I got some buddies there, but I don't go back there. I don't do any of that. I want to be known. Everything about my football career is all about being a Viking.
Right.
I don't want.
I have a theory about that.
Okay.
Okay. I think because of this generation, starting with the transfers that can happen from high school on, that the athletes don't develop a sense of loyalty to a team because it's not something
just in the moment.
Well, they're just not taught. Like you don't have the.
I give you that. Gosh, I hate to do that, but I'm gonna give you that.
Oh,
I'm gonna give you that.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Hollis, if you're listening, did you hear that?
I'm gonna have to give you that because I
it's
think
not the same.
It's not. It's not.
I mean, you went to South Charleston High School, right? Mm-hmm. You never thought about transferring out of that high school. It wasn't even an option. You had fierce loyalty to your high school, still do.
Mm-hmm.
Went to Marshall, right? Stayed at Marshall your whole career. Dedicated to the Thundering Herds, still is, right? So that's your school.
Yep.
And then you went to the Vikings, basically.
Yep. And the only team that's on the outside of that is the Saints, which again,
that was your last.
That was my last season. Yeah.
I mean, that,
you don't really
again,
count that. I was cut.
Yeah,
and I wanted to play one more year.
Right.
And that was the only place I had the opportunity to play. But again, I just don't. I can't imagine, midway through my sophomore season at South Charleston, thinking I'm gonna go play at Charleston High. They're good. I'm gonna go play for them. I'm gonna transfer.
First of all, you couldn't.
Yeah, you couldn't.
But
I wouldn't even.
You wouldn't even thought about it, even if you could have.
You hated the teams that beat you.
There were rivalries.
Right. And so
which Hollis would be proud of this conversation because he said that. I mean, that's what's lacking now.
Yes, it is. It is like, I don't want to come play with you because you're good.
Right.
I want to beat you because you're good.
Yes.
So I want to come at you. If you're a freshman and I'm a freshman and we're playing football.
Yeah. So you're thinking about the team. You're not just thinking about yourself.
No. I don't even know how, as a Viking, hating the Bears, how could I play for the Bears?
I thought you would say the Packers.
Well, with you, I should have said the Packers. You're right. I'm off my game today. Because that would have been that. So let me back up.
Punt, right?
Let me go back. Let me come back. I would not want to play for the Packers.
I know, right?
I just wouldn't. I got a buddy who plays on the Packers.
I know.
And I wouldn't. I don't want to play with him. I want to play against him.
Yes.
I can play with him, quote, in the Pro Bowl.
Right.
Right. And I can meet him and all that kind of stuff. There's a ton of guys that I truly, truly, really, really like. Andre Rison, Andre Reed. Those are guys I know. I know them, right?
That's a mentality, though.
And I know I'm going to play against them almost every year. And so they know, they look on the schedule, they see the Vikings, they know.
Yeah.
And we know we're going to compete. We know we're going to do anything and everything that we possibly can to for them to score, catch passes on me to stop them. But you know what? As soon as the game's over, we'll be at the 50-yard line and we'll be laughing and joking and talking about like what's going on, how you been, da-da-da-da.
Which is the way it should be.
That's the way sports is supposed to be.
Right.
And again.
So why do you think that is, though, with baseball? Because it seems like they've kind of escaped that in a way.
Yeah, they can.
How did they do that? Just the storied nature of history?
I think the reality of going to the Cincinnati Reds, you're part of this. And for everybody who's already on that team, they make you understand how historic this is.
Right.
How important this is. Now, you may get cut, you may get traded, you might get any of those kind of things.
Those things happen, right?
Those things happen.
But you didn't choose to do it.
But you're not choosing that. Your choice is here.
And maybe we're totally off base since we're not real baseball experts.
Right.
Maybe and that's something maybe on your Facebook. If people have a differing opinion of what we're saying here, they should definitely jump on and let us know.
Yeah, let's talk with Carl Lee and hit me up.
Yeah.
Tell me if I'm wrong or whatever.
We want to hear it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm like you. I don't, for some reason, and I don't know, but you just don't hear about the trades, the cuts, all of that in baseball, unless it's a major name,
right.
and they've got a major deal. But you just don't hear about it as much as you do in football world.
Yes. And I really think basketball
basketball.
I think basketball has really the worst
they just go from team
choice.
to team.
Yeah, they just go from team to team. Like they're ready to leave. And again, I don't even know if it's leaving for money. I think it's just, you look at LeBron and people have talked about him leaving to win championships.
Right.
Why back in the day, you built a championship.
Right.
You didn't be a free agent and go to a championship team.
Yeah.
You built a championship team.
You brought in players. Surrounding your players that could get the job done.
That could get the job done.
Right.
Where did that go?
I'm telling you. And we always end up back on this subject, but it's just it just is so impactful. I mean, you think about what the transfer portal has done to athletes. It's starting at a young age. And I'm not saying I don't know what I'm saying, but I do think that it's affected how players think about the sport that they play in and how they will approach where they want to play and who they want to play with, because they have a lot of choices. They have a lot of free range. They pretty much are in control of what they're going to do.
If to the parents, and I think I've done this every time that we get on this subject, sports was meant not to necessarily play D1 or go to the NFL or NBA. Sports was really about life lessons and understanding teamwork and all of those kinds of things.
It's a good time to restate that. Yes.
Your child could very well be one of the best players on a team, and that team is not winning.
Right.
Your child is going to learn way more staying there.
Right.
And building up his team, which is teamwork.
Sure.
Than saying, my team is terrible. We don't have anybody that can help my son play. We're going to go somewhere else.
Right.
And
because if you're good enough to make it to the next level, it doesn't matter where you are. They're going to find you. They're going to find you.
I'm telling you, and I'm going to say it again. I have never won a championship in junior high, youth sports, junior high, high school, or college.
And you made it.
And I made it.
Right.
Don't tell me that they can't find you. I had literally scouts from every team, position coaches from almost every team coming to see me at Marshall. That's not bragging. That's telling you that you don't have to win. Winning is not the key. It is the work ethic that you have to build you into something that the next level, whatever that level is looking for.
Right.
You going from high school to high school to high school to high school to do what?
Well, sometimes doesn't that even backfire in the eyes of an agent, because they're looking at that player thinking, okay, they have no sense of like dedication. They don't have a sense of being able to take the heat when it comes on, and you're going to be taking the heat when you go to these different levels of collegiate or professional play. You're going to have to be able to endure losing and being able to get better at things without just jumping ship, because does that make sense?
Yes, it does. If you can't handle adversity, which is part of losing and being able to show back up next week and play exactly as hard as you played, if you can't do that, what makes you think that you're going to be able to go to a team that's winning and you're able to work hard enough to get into the lineup? They don't want you.
Right.
Because the moment that you have a bad game, a team's beating you and you are not used to losing, you're punching out.
Yeah, you're leaving. Yeah. And that's not what they want.
No,
that's not what
they're
they
not
want to see.
looking at that. They don't want that kind of person. And everybody says they want to go D1. Everybody says they want to go D1.
Well, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you expect when you get to a basketball team that's a D1? What do you expect to go to a football team that's a D1 program? Do you think that there's going to be just a bunch of average players there?
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Or it's going to be an easy transition.
Yeah,
It's not that way.
I'm going to start as a freshman.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
No, I don't care where you go.
It's not happening.
It doesn't matter where you go. I mean, unless you're an exceptional freshman, or circumstances put you in that position, somebody gets hurt, you're not doing it. You're not.
Virginia Tech
You've
recruited
got to learn
me.
the system.
Yes, Virginia Tech recruited me all the way up till actual time to start making a decision. Then they said they take me as a walk-on. Okay, well, I got no money to go, so that I visited Marshall twice, and the second time when I went back, it was with Sonny Randall, and just him, and he had played in the NFL, so that was enough for me.
Yeah,
that a gentleman who played for the NFL, played receiver. I'm a defensive back. He's going to be here. This is where I'm going.
Because you knew he could develop you. He could develop your talent.
He was going to be able to tell me whether or not he thought I could make it.
Yeah.
Now, Virginia Tech had cut me out, so I didn't have anywhere else to go. I mean, I had Fairmont. I had some smaller schools. Marshall was the biggest school that offered me at the end of the road and it was a losing team.
Yeah.
I chose to go there.
And you still made it. I know. And probably, like you said, in the long run, it was better for you there because you had an ex-NFL player that could give you, advice on what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong.
At the end of every season, he told me the first 3 seasons, I'm the freshman player of the game, week or season.
Yeah.
He tells me I have no chance of playing at the NFL.
Oh.
After you have your coach-player meeting. He told me that for 3 years.
Because he wanted to make you better. He
never wanted me to stop working.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love him for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I hated him when I walked out.
Well, sure you did.
Because I'm like, they're going, what is he talking about? I got this award. I got this.
He never let it go to your head.
He would never let it.
Yeah.
He would never
and that's the sign. That's the sign of a good coach.
Absolutely.
And you made the right decision by far.
And again, I'm telling you, when you start thinking about going to college or thinking about where you're going to play high school ball, it shouldn't be a situation.
Right.
You better be able to handle whatever negativity that you think that you shouldn't go to your normal. Let's say you live in South Charleston. You don't want to go to South Charleston because you got an issue with the coach. All of those kind of things.
You got to be able to handle the criticism.
The adversity. That's the adversity, that part that you got to go. That's the school you're supposed to go.
It's constructive criticism. I mean, that's the thing. You don't just jump ship because that coach is trying to make you better.
Thank you.
Yes.
I mean, that's it. Think about it. Parents, think about it.
Yeah,
what is happening when they're cussing your kid out? They're cussing him out because they want to win and they want your kid to be better.
Right.
You know,
bottom line. It's not that they're being mean.
No.
That's not what they're there for.
And your kid can get better but when you get to football season, when you get to basketball season, you get to baseball season, think about how much work you put in prior to the season.
Right. It's not about just the game.
Because a lot of times you just waiting for football to show up. You're just waiting for basketball to show up. You're just waiting for baseball to show up. And you're going to come out there and think like, okay, I'm going to be great. You might be great here.
Right.
But that's not going to work maybe for a Division I team. A Division II team.
Well, especially if you can't take the heat.
If you can't take the heat and you ain't putting any time in.
Right.
You got to be kidding me.
How did we get away from the World Series to this?
I have no idea.
We went down that rabbit hole. Oh, you can always blame me. I don't really care.
I blame you.
Oh, my goodness. That's hilarious.
But you know, I don't know. Again, I don't even know how we got there either.
Well, no, because we were basically saying we feel like, and we talked about the World Series, which was amazing, and the money, and how we feel like baseball players seem to have more loyalty.
I blame that on you because you brought that subject up.
Well, it just seems that way. So
yes, it is. It does have. It does have the loyalty that I think the other sports don't have.
Well, let me ask you this question because I know we don't have much time left, but and the audience is probably like, thank you. No, how do these teams generate this kind of revenue to pay for these players? And I mean, they don't have a salary cap. Where's the money coming from? That's a legitimate question for me. And I like I said, come to the Facebook page if you have answers. But where's it coming from?
I think in every sport it is TV revenue. I think
that much.
I think TV
That's
revenue.
Crazy
I think
money.
TV revenue is huge today.
So you're talking like between three teams. You're talking about 323. I'm not doing the math. 321 million, 323 million, and 255 million. That's just 3 teams.
Yes, and again, I think you got TV revenue, which is out of the park. You have home games.
Oh,
revenue.
I know the fans.
Yes.
I mean, I can't imagine what you pay at a baseball game for refreshments and tickets.
I think there's just so much. There's so many small things that we ignore. We ignore, like when they talk about how many people's in the stands. They all paid.
Oh, I know.
They all paid.
Yeah.
And you know that when you go to WVU games.
Oh, yeah, not to this extent.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, professional games are definitely more expensive. I mean, my girlfriend and I, when we went to the Pittsburgh game just a couple weeks ago, or last weekend, actually, feels like a couple weeks, it was unbelievable what we paid for like a Coke and a hot dog. I mean, it was out of this world.
Can you tell me, like?
Oh, okay. Like, I think the drink was like $10 and the hot dog was like $15.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not joking. And the tickets, I mean, well, we ended up getting like club level seats because it was cold, and we only do this once like every 3 or 4 years.
Right.
Our seats, which were actually some of the cheapest, we talked to people that were sitting around us. We got them on StubHub. Our seats were $412 a piece.
There's not a sport that I know of that I would pay $400 to get into.
Well, like I said, this was a girl trip. We had saved money.
Okay.
I don't want people to think I'm money bags here. I'm not. But I mean, we had saved money for this trip. So, and I'm trying to look up what World Series tickets are.
We'll be closed off on the show by the time you find it.
Okay, no, it's right here, and then we can close it out. The cheapest general admission tickets for Game 7 in Toronto started around $1,420 to $1,588, and average prices reaching over $2,300.
Who is paying that to see that? How many people are paying that?
Some premium seats listed over 20,000.
That's unbelievable.
Well, that's your movie stars and, people that come from that kind of
there's
angle.
just no way. There's just no way the average person is going to that game.
No. Like, and how could you go to more than one? Like I said, my girlfriend and I went to this game, and I couldn't go to another pro game this year. I mean, that's it for me. Like, I can't. I imagine having season tickets for these games. And once again, we're down another rabbit hole. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, the money, the revenue generated by professional sports, all professional sports, it's just mind blowing.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
We were everywhere.
We got we covered a whole bunch of stuff today. We didn't have Hollis Lewis with us today, but hopefully he'll be back next week.
We miss Hollis.
We do
Hollis
miss
keeps
him.
us on track.
That he does do that. Well, Lisa, I appreciate you coming in, and ladies and gentlemen, we will be back with you next week.
Let's Talk with Carl Lee is presented by attorney Frank Walker and the all-new historic Coyer Diner. Comment on episodes, ask the crew questions, or suggest topics on our Facebook page. Search for Let's Talk with Carl Lee, and remember to like the page to become part of the conversation. Subscribe by searching Let's Talk with Carl Lee on your favorite podcast service, and tune in Thursday evenings at 7 or Sunday nights at 8 for Let's Talk with Carl Lee.
If you fall, dust it off and get back up on your feet. Anything could be a win, yup, even defeat. They say sugar bad for you, why is victory sweet? Couldn't play with big kids, I had to sit in the street and watch from a distance, but over time I grew. If I put in the work, in no time I'm due. Everything that I worked and prayed, I'm okay. If you ask me, how did I do it, I'm gon' say, you gotta work, grind, shine, it's mine. Gotta show everybody it's my time. Getting here, you gotta work, grind, shine, never mind who talking down, cause they lying. Don't talk, you gotta work. 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 You gotta work.